I didn't know anything about that kind of yoga because Shakti dance comes from is very much devoted and combined with Kundalini yoga in mantras, in the practice, in the way we are. Just it's like really Shakti concept if we think of Kundalini yoga, more Shiva concept, and it has more freedom.
Good afternoon to everybody listening into this beautiful podcast again. I have a new episode. I would like to introduce you to Natasha. I met her in Slovenia beginning of this year at a beautiful Kundalini training weekend called Sunya. She was the organizer of this weekend. But we got to know each other, and it seemed that um, she's been dancing and teaching dancing for more than 30 years. And she's been adding to that more than 12 years of Kundalini yoga teachings. And she's a professor on dance in the Slovenian University. And I thought that is such an interesting life just to be all around dance and Kundalini yoga. So she's on the podcast. Welcome very much, Natasha, to the Kundalini Awakening podcast.
Thank you, Sandesh, for welcoming me and for inviting me for that beautiful thing that you do, your podcast.
Well, it's just as beautiful as the people we get on. So thank you for contributing to that. You've got a a spiritual name, Siri Amrit, right?
Yes, my name in the field of yoga is Shri Amrit, yes, Natasha Sri
Yes,
Amrit, yes.
exactly. And can you, because I kind of know what it means, but can you explain to us the story around getting your name and how does that affected you, or
Yeah.
how you have lived this name, or?
So my path of yoga started with Shakti dance. The yoga of dance was created by Sarah Aftar, and that 12, 13 years ago, I was in deep search for I don't know. I lost something, like enjoying, not just body, life, everything. So, as one who is very much connected to your own body as a dancer, you also lose yourself. It's really interesting. So this kind of thing, being in contemporary dance, in conceptual work, in pedagogy, in everything in my life is connected with the dance. So that emptiness somehow brought me to Shakti dance, to that beautiful workshop that I experienced. And this is something, like the same as Kundalini yoga. I mean, you fall in love, or it's just like you keep on going and moving. So it was really, first touch of something. Something is touching you. That something was enough. So I immediately jumped in the teacher training. I didn't know anything about that kind of yoga because Shakti dance comes from is very much devoted and combined with Kundalini yoga in mantras, in the practice, in the way we are. Just it's like really Shakti concept if we think of Kundalini yoga, more Shiva concept, and it has more freedom. But and then suddenly after teacher training, when teachers are coming, they all have some beautiful names, and you just this is the first thing we do. I mean, you would like to have that name. And you know what happened? It was really like I had a big respect of, am I going to do that and what I'm going to do this, but I'm going to accept it if my name would be Amrit.
You said we all like the names, and you said I very much respect.
So we all like the names,
Like the big names, like
the
we were
names
talking.
that teachers were just proceeding towards you, and you were thinking of what does it mean. And when we started to talk about the names, I was aware how important it is to have understanding of your own name and then spiritual name. Okay, let's see. And at that moment, I really intuitively said to myself, like, I would like that my name would be something like Amrit. And I was really shocked when I got the name Sri Amrit, which is that beauty of divine nectar when it flows and when you open your heart, and just that part of beauty, the divine being can be transported and transformed through you. So it was very much connected to all my story, all my life story, and all the lecture that my life was giving me. It's really like at the moment I got it, it was okay. Now let's contemplate, let's meditate. I didn't use it for 5 years. And then slowly, very shiny, very easily, I started to use it in my yoga world, and not use it, but I needed to integrate it, and then I needed to really get in divine touch within. And when I got that aha moment, it was just experience. Then I allowed myself to use it, but there is still, when I speak to myself, I always, if I need a real answer, I ask Siri Amrit to answer it to me. This is the way how it works.
5 years. Some people take decades to really connect to the name, and some people uh, embrace it right away, right? What you just said about an aha moment. Could you explain that moment more when you really said, "Ah, oh, that's what my name is standing for," or how was that? Do you still remember that?
Yes, maybe it's so it's very much connected to allowing myself to enjoy my life, allowing myself to understand that I am going to be taught, or I'm going to learn most when I will really start to understand what does it mean to be sweet to myself, and to melt into the simplicity and into that I am what I am, and that balancing was really helpful for me to understand. This is the source where I come from, and this is the channel where from I can give the most.
And was that for you a challenge before? Has that been one of the main storylines in your life, coming from a Slovenian background to I don't know how the culture there is. Is it okay to be yourself? I am as I am, or were you raised differently?
I'm not sure if I really understand the question. Tell
You
me
say
other
to
way.
really, you said the moment that you realize I can really allow myself to be as I am, and to merge into that sweetness of fully acceptance, right? Was that difficult to get there, or were you raised in a way that that was kind of already pure you from since
I
childhood?
mean, yoga is all about getting to know yourself. And I thought I pretty much got to know myself through being in love with life and with what I do. So since I was born, I was dancing. I kept on doing what I really felt it's my path. But at the same time, there was something more and something more deeper waiting for me. And this was a surprise. This surprise when I was 39 years. So you know that decade of changing after 40s. It just got to the discovery. So it's, you know, when we are conscious of our life and we are conscious of our being, understanding that everything is, of course, we know that, happening with the reason. And when the puzzles come together, and when the name gets in that direction and it's really saying yes to the path, then there is no doubt. And it was that kind of feeling, that kind of merging with the path, with the way I started to teach also in my professional dance classes was combined with the experiences from my yoga classes. So, and this is something that was really softening my way of communication, my relationships. You know, my defending position was getting melting. So we cannot talk about Slovenian, and it's just very individual, personal story. But Slovenians are quite normal people. We are very alive. We love sports, you know, Luka Doncic and the Tadej Pogacar. This is the country that really loves to move. Yeah, so we are. Yeah, that is the nation of Slovenians. We really are in all kind of science, art, and sports. I can say like that.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was visiting you at the weekend you organized, that there was a lot of being outside. It's and I was told that you have a culture of to hike many mountains and hills and to be in the land. Yeah, yeah, that was beautiful. Um, you said to me just now you've been dancing more than 30 years, and you even dedicated your professional life towards it, right? And then you get to a point that you get out of contact with yourself, you said, and then you had to find it in Kundalini. How did you notice that? Because from an outside world, I think dancers, they are so much in the flow and in the feeling of themselves, right? That's from an outside perspective for somebody who doesn't dance that much. But to hear you say, I kind of lost contact with who I am.
It
Uh, how did you experience that?
it is it's about the soul. So don't misunderstood me, but the dancer is also very much in the head, because we need to learn the steps, choreographies, concepts. We are studying the I don't know, as an author of, I had as a choreographer 13 performances behind me, and somehow I understood that I lost the pure joy when I am creating something, because I mean, it's when I go dancing, I just keep on for hours and hours and hours. It's different when you are so much in the studio creating and putting things together, thinking of what is the idea and how you would like to approach with your idea towards the team that you work with. And if that's gonna make a sense for the public, it's not that you are thinking so much, but still you are constantly involved in the process of making, coming through, you know, from tabula rasa. It's the way of creative process. And I recognize that work of me being okay with being in the body and dancing, and it has a lot to do with something more. I was really, because I lost it and I had it, you know, in that overworking, training, being constantly disciplined, you know, in any profession. also in dance profession can take you in the head. You know, we know also meditation, also Kundalini yoga can do that. It's just like, it's just pushing, thanks God, pushing us through the glandular system and nervous system and that crazy mind, putting in its place. But it's the soul connection that I was interested, and this is something it was calling me. You know, it's just, it doesn't happen. It finds you, and that was the answer. I want to go deeper. I want to understand that body, you know. And this is what Shakti dance and the yoga of dance and then Kundalini yoga gave me.
And you call out the word Shakti, and you also use this because Kundalini. You also said Shiva. Can you explain the concept for the listener who might not be so well known into these concepts?
Yes, it can be very, I mean, let's say very simplifying in a way that Shakti is conscious in motion and Shiva is conscious in stillness. Or we can say it also this way, that Shiva is a dancer and Shakti is the dance. So that expression, that life that is around us, that whatever is manifested is actually, yeah, that Shiva manifesting Shakti. So really like that beautiful approach from the big mountain, the yogis observing the world or the universe, and that's actually that connection that we all have. We are all one. So Shiva Shakti, balanced, sacred feminine, sacred male energy within us.
And how, if you just look at from a physical experience, how different is it to do the Shakti dance and the contemporary dance? Where would you experience in your body?
So that difference, yeah, as a dancer, I became more aware of the subtle flow of deeply understanding of meridians and how what is happening with that asana, with that deep understanding of the energy flow, how we can shift and really help ourselves. And I understood why dancers are mostly crazy, very happy. I mean, overworked people, very tired every evening, but still, you know, the energy is flowing. But within understanding also the connection to the soul and experiencing it through the Kundalini and Shakti, let's say yoga practice, the difference is in accepting the whole picture. So not just the physical body, not just the mental body, the energy body, but the soul. So this is something that was really like, you know, the dancers or whoever actors, we always find ourselves in a position that we need to present ourselves. We can find ourselves many times being exposed to speak, to talk, to be in presence. And presence is on stage something that you really would like, you look for. So the charismatic person with the beautiful, strong arc line and aura and our 10th radiant body is just shining there. And my first experience was that when the class was over, I just said to my teacher, my God, what is this? My field, I am like shining, like, I don't know. And after I started to study it, I understood. So I could say that this is that healthy way also of getting to know your energy levels in all kind of ways, and how you need to know and how you can know yourself to give your best, and at the same time to help yourself when you feel weakness. So all these kind of also psychological moments, became clear, like you just got the answers that you were looking for 30 years. So this is the beauty of being a dancer, is just that freedom that you have in your body, which you need to train to have more freedom. Also, the kriyas that we experience in Kundalini Yoga. I mean, I really am happy that I'm a dancer, because I could find the flow and the immediate benefits, just because I knew how to make that rebound force, So I, I'm just like maybe not even so much comparing, but I hope I did say something about that at that moment.
Must say, I've never tried a full class, but it sounds very attractive. So you're saying that through dancing, you can find a more free flow or free way to step into the true energies that your body that you actually have access to. So it's the same way as Kundalini yoga does, but it's very strict, right, through the kriyas. This is a more free way to tap into those energetic light bodies.
Yeah, so Shakti dance is also, it has its own flowing asanas, which are Shakti flowing asanas, where you warm up yourself, but you are in a very gentle, slow pace, so that you really give yourself time to feel yourself with the breath and movement and breathing and movement. And this is already japa. And then becomes meditation immediately. When you get that, so people who come for the first time, they need some time to learn that. It's not coming just like that, but when it comes, then that subtle energy starts to open, and you stand up and you just expand this energy through the body with the movement in the space and around yourself. So the big movements are really charging prana. And then there is the phase of steps, where you shape your where you shape your cognitive part, like left and right. And when you sometimes it can be challenging, because you are fast moving, you need to, it's a challenge of patterns that you maybe need to awake. That's why and it's very simple. It doesn't want to be choreographed and complicated the way the dance class could be. So this is that way. Get it simple, get deep, and open it, and then you slowly, make it more and more as a challenge. And from there, I start to make improvisation. Where I start to prepare people for the
We'll cut it
dancing
out.
part, which is like playing, using that tools that contemporary dance has a lot, like how you start to improvise and release your chest, so you can really flow, and how you let the weight guide you, and you learn to use less energy, and to allow the weight to take you, and then you can open to the flow of that intuitive flow, which is guiding you then from partnering or from the group improvisation into your own dance, where it's free. You can do whatever you want. It's just like, but as this is so conscious, you establish and you can feel, wow, there are some new moments happening. My mind got really charged, released, and some crazy thoughts, like you dissolve things through the dance. It's like intuitive guidance that we can then say that somehow we are getting more and more and more into that listening, subtle listening. What is the divine self, the being, saying to us? And after the free dance, you are like, you're purely clean. It's like washing machine. It's really like bam. In another way, than Kundalini yoga practice, but the effects can be very, very strong and similar. And you know, the wisdom goes through the body. That's why we are here on the earth. And that's, I'm very, very happy that I can experience and give that through the body, not with the mind, of course, but for me, it's the truth that has to go through the body. And then there is a relaxation, and at the end there are that meditations which are celestial communications, and we as a teachers can create our own celestial communications on very known Kundalini yoga mantras or other mantras. But you know, I am very much in love with mantra, and that's the time when we start to make movement mudras, and we recharge and charge our auric field within, and then we close the class. This is how Shakti practice looks like.
Okay, remind me next time that I book a class with you.
I will. Would be really beautiful to have
Yeah,
you.
I had a training and level 2 training, and my teacher said sometimes you have to bring dance into your life. But I never liked the choreography lessons, like learning steps. I always would go to ecstatic dance. So, but it's interesting to know that, you know, with Shakti you can build the energy, the Kundalini energy also, and experience this cleansing effect.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And you said you just touched on the celestial communication. That is a meditation, a moving meditation with mantras, right?
Yes.
And can you tell me your experience the first time you discovered that, or somewhere in the first area of the time that you discovered the celestial communication?
So I learned it from my teacher Sarah Aftar. She's a wonderful person, wonderful yogini, and my first experience was like, it's so beautiful. What is this? And because we also sing, you know, it's, we dance, we sing, we move, and there is something happening. And afterward, I'm in bliss. Without knowing anything about mantra and about celestial communication, I was totally recharged. I just couldn't say anything, just like, okay, let's do that more.
Interesting how some movements of arms coordinated with some chanting. Did you also move your body and your feet, or was it just a sitting
So
celestial communication?
then when you start to understand, or let's say learning, and you experience it, you know that we have many meridians in our arms. So the main one is it's the heart meridian that goes this pinky way, and then the lungs, and then the couple of them of large intestine, and so on. So while we are moving our arms in sitting position, also within yoga, within Kundalini yoga, we are actually charging prana through that meridians. So this is one very grounded thing you can explain to anyone who is familiar with meridians, let's say, and who does yoga or any other kind of practices. So, and we also have standing mantric choreographies. That means that we are moving in the circle, and we are establishing the energetic field of the group. What means that sometimes you need to learn also steps, and you are moving in another, not just in the circle, in different constellations, which are recharging the field of the group with the meaning of the mantra and with the meaning of the movement. So there are two kinds. You can sit and meditate. The meditation can be done with the celestial communication. So the cosmic communication can be done with understanding and making the mantra, you know, like when you open to the lotus or to the third eye, or you can do this, or you don't really think of the symbolizing mudras, but you just find the most flowing moment to express and to give the path and the meaning to that mantra meaning. So my first celestial communication that I did was, of course, the healing Ramadasa Sasei Sohang, which and then it just keep on going. When you start to create and you need something in your life, then you also put it in the class and you experience it together with your students, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, I remember teaching the celestial communications. It's pure magic in a way. It's very natural, simple. It's not that strict like a yoga set, but it has this incredible impact on you. Never anybody explained me that I'm actually charging my meridians with prana, which is a completely logical explanation.
Yeah.
Thank God, after 14 years of teaching, I get an explanation from you. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
So you've actually combined your life. Yeah, you've got a PhD in contemporary dance, right? Correct? So you're very educated. You're very much in the physical world of dance, but now also in the spiritual world of spiritual energy, using that. How was it to find this balance, or was this was this a conscious search, or was this a struggle to find it for you, or to manifest that into your life?
It was a prayer. I just, like I said to you, when I met Shakti Dance, I can say that a year ago I was searching for something that is combining yoga and dance, and it came. So it found me, and then as I was, I just keep on moving and dancing and establishing and working in my field. But yeah, you know, when you start to study Kundalini yoga, and first of all, I studied Shakti dance, I just, I was fascinated, and I just learned and I practiced. And it, as the medium is body, I added the knowledge towards it, awareness to what is happening indeed with the body when I am moving, and what does it mean to really be in your own Shakti intuitive flow, because, and what does it mean when Kundalini rise, and what was my experience of that ecstatic moments, you know, when you find yourself in totally like no space, no time, and just dancing through, and it's just something else. It's the dimension that was really explaining to me what was happening to me, and why it's so great to be in that state of awareness, because when I was dancing, and we all experienced that, I believed everybody who loves to dance without needing to know the steps, it's different if you dance, if you dance tango, or if you dance flamenco, or if you dance that's still a relationship, and you are really going into that divine field of Shiva Shakti. Especially tango is that part of very sensual, sensitive, and the field of understanding intuitively each other. But in free dance, it's you, and somehow you share that freedom with others, because you experience the same thing, maybe at the same time. You know, when we were going to the clubs, as Kundalini yoga club, you also have, and I know how much Guru Gyan loves to dance, and I love to look at videos also, and it's really it's absolute freedom, and you are just like whatever happened to you, afterwards, you are forever a new person. So maybe I lost your question, but I think I answered something.
Well, I think you've been looking for that combination of um, the spiritual, but also in the dance, and you found
It
that.
is, yeah. And
And
it's maybe, I think each dancer found it, but maybe they just don't know that this is it, or I don't know. Do we need to name it also? No, we
I
don't.
guess not.
But it's that, wow, it's that, that experience that is it's just, we know. Experience is the only answer.
And so you've experienced Kundalini through your body, right? Is it
Yes.
dangerous?
No, it wasn't. It was, I don't know, it was always such a big amount of energy. And I understood it was dangerous. Maybe I can say it because I was, and who isn't, yeah. We are all young people being searching for ourselves. So I had I had a lot of energy. I had a lot of anger to express, and it was actually burning me down. So my Kali was really very present. So my fire element was really overloaded. It was really too much. So thanks God, I was dancing since I know for myself. So I could really daily work on it and just put it out. But you are not aware at that age. Now I'm just grateful for that, and I like to say that the dance was saving my life. And now I can say that the movement is medicine, but the dancing is healing.
Ah, wow. The movement is medicine, but the dancing is healing. That's wonderfully said. Thank you so much. Wow. And nowadays, where are you now after all this experience? What's still in front of you? What do you want to do with all this dance and Kundalini and Shakti experience?
I'm so happy that I share that. I'm so happy that I'm teaching Shakti dance regularly, Kundalini yoga regularly, that that my body is still in shape, although it's getting older, but I learn to take care. I'm very happy that I can share yoga practice and yoga knowledge in high school, where I teach as a professor of contemporary dance, that I can give that to young people somehow. There is one way, and the sharing is caring. So this is, for me, just keep it simple, being open, and the next step, for example, is just getting stronger and stronger in that sharing and taking care of, that I can really keep on going with what I love and share the knowledge. This is the only thing. It's I don't have like a picture of, I don't know, we are going to do this and that. Of course, I have a vision of intact and our contemporary dance and yoga studio. And I really would love that everybody could get in touch with contemporary dance. This is contemporary dance comparing to commercial dance. It's art form. And I fell in love with this. I was studying in Belgium. I loved to fall in love with Bejar, with Jan Faber, with Deviate, with Wim van de Kebus at that age, 1992. That was a Belgium dancing boom, and it was really strong influence. Rosa's Academy which is now in Brussels, very popular. We know how good they are and what is happening. So this is the field that now is entering the other fields, that a lot of practices are talking about what we as a dancers know for 150 years at least.
Do you do you experience from your name Siri Amrit also your divine mission somewhere in this sharing? Does that?
It's mostly from that point of view, because it doesn't allow me to go other way. It's
It's like guides you. It gives you a
it's
heading.
Aquarian age. It doesn't allow you to mess up. I mean, it's so straight what you think it's there, and being we are all the time. Energy is flowing all the time. We know that, and also energy in your and in mine meridians are flowing all the time. It's there. It's just our concept that it's making that, as we had Shunya with Sadhana Singh, we know that is who is on our way. We are on our way, on ourselves way. So the divine self is our true. The soul is our reality. Our body is our energy, and our mind is our projection. These are the words of my teacher, Sadhana Singh. And I deeply live that, and I believe it, and I experience it, and I would like to really dedicate my life to that. So I think it's just the path that I am. It's already the one that it was always meant to be, and I just keep on.
Yeah.
We keep on. I cannot keep on without anybody else in a way of, taking care of community, that beautiful things that you are building up in Netherlands, and at the same time, that we are living in a special time. Our colleagues, our from ex-Yugoslavian part of the world, that Serbian students are now very amazingly awakening the whole region of Balkan with the protests, which are really love, pure, and against stupidity of corruption. And they do that in a way that 40 years ago we couldn't even dream about it, but it's happening. And I can't tell you what happiness brings to that moment, that, and also the whole Europe is already following. But we are living in exceptional time. So I believe that each of us has the power and the courage to listen to our truth, and just let's have life, and if you leave it, then things are also happening. So thanks God.
There's so much life in your conversation. Wow. Final subject. I want to, because we've got time of our listeners, but you just talked about Sadhana Singh. It was actually the first time I had met him. But you say he's your teacher. How important is it to find, to take time to find your teacher?
So the teacher comes. I don't know if you find it. It's somehow the practice finds you, and then it happens. I didn't search for it. It just came together with Sarah after Sadhana Singh came. As it, and I can say, it. I really appreciate it, because I had many dance teachers, but a yoga teacher, as they were and they are, they are really teachers, because really have that teaching codex. And I found so beautiful things of what does it mean to be a teacher as I am. I teach since I was 17 years old, and I really understood what does it really mean to be a teacher. But at the same time, it's not something like I'm looking for a guru, or I don't know, for somebody somewhere, something. No, it's just my deep understanding and a need to connect to the ones who experienced everything what is maybe now in front of me. So who is carrying a lot of because I wisdom and knowledge from the golden chain, which is that beautiful guru space, which when you experience it, you know what does it mean. And with my teachers, I can experience that. So it's like beautiful, you know, your sadhana is your retreat, but going to your teacher is a it's like a need to just yeah, recharge yourself. This is for me a shelter, and everything what I need is there. And I have many teachers, yeah, not just two of them.
So as an experienced teacher, you keep on learning being a student. And
Yeah, yes, thanks
it's so
God. You know,
vital.
this is so nice. This is so necessary.
Yeah.
Because if you sit here or if you sit there, you know the difference. And as a teacher, I would never be what I am. And also, if I forget to be a student, that's not good.
Oh, so the ever learning,
Yeah.
the Siriya Amrit in the flow of life. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Is there anything you would like to share in the final say to the listeners who are discovering Kundalini and listening to your podcast?
I think that the best way to say is just trust, keep up. It's beautiful practice. It gives, in return, really gives what you can experience very soon, but don't give up. Trust yourself, dare to be who you are. Please continue doing, being alive, strange things, new things, and yeah, be devoted to yourself. And even if we fail what we do, yeah, embrace yourself with a lot of love, and keep on being patient. This is all what we need, that love and patience and joy, and yeah, bring that to the others in our lives.
That's a beautiful message. Thank you so much for being here, Natasha. And I look forward to your next class. When is the next class with Sadhana Singh?
In October 18 and 19 in Ljubljana, the pathogenesis of course, pathogenesis. This is what we are organizing in October. And in the meantime, I'm on the island Ish for 1 week in Croatia Island teaching Shakti dance retreat, which is also experience with a
Wow,
lot of
let's share that
seaside.
information. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's share that information in the community. And I hope many people will find you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me. It was a big pleasure and honor.
Yeah,
And keep up. You are doing wonderful things for
thank
all
you.
of us.
Satnam.
Satnam.